Are you thinking of test riding or perhaps purchasing a Yamaha Y-AMT bike? If so, then this is the video for you. Watch along as we go through all the controls, teach you how it works, and give you some top tips on that all-important test ride. So welcome on board this MT-07 Y-AMT. This is James from Glidden Yamaha, back with another video. Today I am showing you how the Y-AMT system works on these Yamaha bikes. In particular, I'm going to be using the MT-07, but this applies exactly the same to the MT-09, the Tracer 9 family and the Tracer 7 family. So as you can see at the moment, I'm riding along in D+. D+ is one of the automatic transmissions available. So you have the option to ride in either automatic transmission or manual transmission. And over by my right hand side, you have a trigger which will let you flick between the two. So exactly the same way that you would change your riding mode, you just come off the throttle, you flick that trigger and you'll change rider mode. So now I'm in manual mode, which has the traditional street, sport and custom rider modes. And when we go back over to automatic, we're back in our D and D+. So while riding in auto, you can change your rider mode here, over on the right hand side. So you can press the mode button when you're off the throttle, obviously, and you could be in D or D+. Now D is the traditional mode. It's the more economical mode. It will shift up the gears, shift down the gears as it chooses. As you can see, it's about 3,500–4,000 RPM. It will shift into the next gear for you. Now this will depend on how you're riding the bike. Obviously if you're accelerating, it will hold the gear for a little longer. If you're holding the throttle at the same position, then it's gonna shift a little sooner, up until the gear that it is comfortable in. Same with going down the box. When you come off the throttle or you put the brakes on, it will bring the gears back down to where it feels it needs to be. Nice and simple. All you have to worry about is twisting the throttle and using the brakes. If you're in D+, it's going to hold those gears for longer. It's a slightly sportier version of the bike. Now please do bear in mind, if you are taking this out on a test ride, or you are an owner of one of these, you don't get the full power of your machine in automatic mode. So on all of these bikes there are 4 power modes available on the system, with power modes going from 1 to 4. 1 is the sportiest mode. It's going to give you the most amount of power and deliver it in the sportiest way, and 4 is going to give you the most level of intervention from the engine and limit the amount of power the most. Now when you're in D mode, you are on power mode 4. On D+, you're on power mode 3. Street, you're on power mode 2. And only if you're in manual transmission in sport mode do you get the full power of the bike. So if you're on a test ride on these bikes, then make sure you do change over to manual transmission so that you can experience the engine to its fullest potential. Now if we go over to manual mode, so off the throttle, you flick the switch over here and you're in manual mode. So right now we're in street and we're in 4th gear. So the bike will now no longer shift up. It is all done by yourself. Now that is done on a rocker on the left hand side here. So you just flick the trigger and you're in the next gear. Now this gear change is 0.1 seconds. It's incredibly fast. The way it works is sort of in a similar way to the Yamaha 3rd generation quick shifter. It's essentially the same gubbins inside, and there's a preloaded spring on the actuator. So every time you shift gear, it then preloads that spring again, so that as soon as you're ready to flick that switch, it's bang and straight into the next gear. So you have full control of the box. You can go up the box, you can go down the box, so you can drop a gear. If you need to rev it up, you can go up a gear. And because it's based on Yamaha's 3rd generation quick shifter system, you can shift no matter what the bike is doing on the throttle. So you can be accelerating as we're doing now, and you could drop a gear, or you can be off the throttle and you can go up a gear. As you can tell, you can see and you can feel these gear changes. It's not a seamless DCT system, for example, that Honda uses. This is a performance-based system. It's a lot lighter. It's only 2.8 kilos that it adds to the weight of the bike. And it works, like I said, like that 3rd generation quick shifter. So you still have the closest feel and experience with this bike. So the shifting will be as if you're used to riding with a quick shifter, or if you've ridden a bike with a quick shifter before, that is what you will be experiencing. Now the bike won't let you stall, even in manual mode. So I'm in 4th gear here. It's not going to like it, but it's going to shift down for me. It won't let you stall the bike, which is great, obviously. To you, if you want to take one of these bikes out for a test ride, is to allow at least half an hour to an hour, if not a bit longer. It is a new system that will take a bit of time to get used to, and while you're test riding the system, you also need to test ride and experience the bike itself as well. So allow yourself time to do that. It is an intuitive system. It is a system that you do pick up quicker than you might think, and what I would recommend is, if you haven't ridden an auto box before and you're a bit used to having a lever here, take the bike out in auto mode, let the bike do all the shifting for you while you get used to the ergonomics of the bike and get used to the fact that when you pull up to a junction, it's going to stop all by itself. Once you've come round to that idea and you're comfortable, then switch it over to manual mode and then have a go at the shifting and play around with that. The manual mode is the more fun mode to play with. It gives you the option for the most power out of the engine of the bike, so you can experience the bike in the best form that you can, and it's going to let you then experience everything on the bike as a package. If you have any questions, or you want to test ride a Y-AMT bike, or you want to purchase a Y-AMT bike, because we do nationwide delivery if you're watching this from Scotland, then please just do give us a call or an email. Head on the website. My name is James. They're from Glidden Yamaha, and this has been a Y-AMT explainer video. See you in the next one.